So you're on the right track. We want you to practice, practice, practice. You should spend 100 hours talking to sellers to get comfortable with the language, okay? So having now looked at the potential lead, you went to Zillow, for sale by owner. You could go to Craigslist, for sale by owner, Craigslist for rent. Sometimes those can be converted to sales if you can find an actual owner of the property where the tenants just moved out, and you can give them a pitch. So thought you did fantastic. You had the courage to go call and start talking with them. You know, my initial advice was you spent too much. How much time did you talk to him before?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Talked to him for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So when you called him, you first, hey, it's Hunter. Like, and he paused like he had no idea who you were. So you have to just say, hi, it's Hunter. I spoke with you yesterday, right out of the gate.
Right.
So, hey, it's Hunter, calling about the property in Tacoma. We spoke for 10 minutes yesterday. How you doing today? That's a triggering mechanism because he's probably getting lots of calls.
Right.
So he's trying to figure out who you are. Has he talked to you before? Secondly, it seemed like you jumped in too much into trying to negotiate too quickly. And I don't know what the thought process was for you trying to think, I got to hammer this guy for a good deal.
Right.
And I'm trying to get your feedback why you thought that was the best approach right then.
I guess from talking to like Robert and Chris, it kind of sounded like where it was at was maybe a little too high initially, and I didn't understand yet the process of getting them in and then walking back. I still don't understand that.
Sure, that's why we're discussing it. But I mean, and I'm not trying to be critical because I want you to call 100 times and fail. It's how you succeed. So we're trying to give you positive feedback, and it can be taken as negative, but we're not trying to make it a negative. We're trying to use every call, whether we're making it or whether you're making it, as a teaching tool to become successful.
Yeah, all feedback is good feedback.
And really with these type of guys, you're talking to a career real estate investor. He stated he's bought and renovated and sold 30 or 40 properties. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah,
you're never going to sell him, and one, you sound young compared to old guy, and he knows what he's doing and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And so you're fumbling around, pausing and trying to have a conversation. What I will tell you, the easiest part of when you're getting rapport with these guys is ask them, like if he said, I've done 30 or 40, right? Go, wow, that's fantastic. Can you tell me about it? Did you do mostly flips? Are you a builder? You bought rentals? How did you become successful at it? And that's a lead-in because people like to talk about themselves or what they've achieved, and you're acknowledging credibility right now that you know you're not going to be able to fuck around with him. He knows what he's doing. So allowing him to talk more, then I would roll into what you did very well, because you said, are you selling all of them? He says, no, I sell them as they come up. Then you threw out the potential of owner financing. He said, no, fuck that. I only want to do cash out, which the lead into that is, that's great. What do you plan to reinvest in after you sell this? Because that's a lead in like, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to put it in the bank. Well, you're just going to put it in the bank and not make any money? Do you buy the real estate? Do you buy stocks?
Right.
What do you do? You know, that's kind of a lead in because then it can move them back to, well, if you can make 5% on your money selling it on contract, that might be something to consider. Okay? So, I mean, the number one thing I would do is you were trying to really hammer him on price, and I know that you were just trying to get a what if, but you know, he's got it posted for 365, right?
Right.
Okay. So he's already in his mind thinking 365. Then what I needed to do, and that's why I just asked you, show me the property, was you go look at the property, you look at what he bought, you look at his debt, you look at what else he owns. He owns the one next door, right? Did you know that?
Yeah, to the left of it. Yeah,
He
I
owns
saw
one
that.
of them right next door. Okay.
That's why I asked him if he had sold
The other
one.
Yeah, okay. And then you look at his debt, you look at his portfolio, he's trying to figure out who he is and what he's doing, and then you're trying to find out his motivation, which is just he's cycling through out of his portfolio. At that point, all I would try and do is say, okay, great. Let me take another look. Thanks for your call. And I email. Did you get his email?
No, I didn't.
Okay, ask for your email, ask if I can send you over an email offer, is that all right? And you schedule an appointment, right? So you might try and call him, or whatever you do, text him, call him, say, can I get your email, I'll send you a proposal, and then you can send him an offer. Now, that's the process of what we do. Question is this a good target?
Right. And that's what I'm still trying to figure out, because I just, not exactly sure what a good deal is yet, because I mean, initially.
Well, deals look like different things to different people.
Right.
So you were only going at it from a flipper or a wholesaler's perspective on price.
Right.
Okay, so first off, it's a small house, okay, in a still affordable neighborhood of Tacoma. Okay? So, would you buy it and keep it as a rental house?
That could be a possibility.
And how would that make you any money?
If you purchased it, improved on it in a way that you could raise the rent a little bit. And that's kind of why I wanted to get him on the owner financing.
Okay, so let's keep going, because we'll run through the examples. You're gonna go pay $365 cash or loan for this property.
Right.
Okay, so let's say you're gonna even just be an investor and put 20% down. You know, 70K into it, you're gonna fix it up another 30, you're gonna have 100K into it. Okay? Your mortgage payment's going to be approaching $3,000 a month, and what's he get for rent?
Not bad.
Oh, not that, did he tell you what he got?
No, I put it there.
You're probably lucky to get $1,800 a month for this property.
Right.
Okay, so you're gonna have 100K on property, you're gonna be losing $1,500 a month, negative cash flow. Is it a rental property purchase?
No.
Is there a huge unfinished basement or something you can value add?
Well, the value add, I guess, would probably be the interior house of the house, just because the house next to it sold for about $415, but it was completely remodeled, redone, and his.
Okay, so good question. So I went and looked at all the fixed up houses in the neighborhood, and they're low 400s. So you buy a 365, you're gonna put 75 into it, and you're gonna sell it at 425 and lose money.
Well, that's why I was like, if he's not gonna budge off 365, then that's kind of a waste of time.
But, okay, good. So we're back to who would buy this property?
Oh, like a fix and flipper.
No.
If they could.
There's no way to fix and flip this property for a profit.
Well, I don't see anyone either
So who
being an
would,
end buyer trying to buy
who would
this.
buy this property?
I don't know.
Well, it's not going to be a real estate investor because it won't cash flow.
Right.
The current retail ask price and the ARV are not in line that a flipper would buy it. There's no development potential. There's no unfinished square footage. So the next person is Will and his lovely wife buying it with their kids to move in because he lives in downtown Tacoma and he's looking for a house in that price range. You with me there?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so the tenant was moving out, so that lines up with Will trying to buy his house to move into. But his wife wants a fixed up house, not an unfixed up house, and Will works 80 hours a week, so he doesn't have fucking time to fix it up. So it's probably not on his radar. Then you go look, okay, what is competition? What does 365 get you in that neighborhood?
Not a lot.
There is a lot. There's a lot for sale between 300 and 400 in that neighborhood. There's probably 15 homes within 3 miles for sale.
And were they like renovated at all, or that was
Some
just?
were renovated, some weren't, but, you know, from 315 to 415 is 15 houses to look at. So is there other inventory?
Yes.
Is it the lowest priced house in the neighborhood?
No.
So, doesn't check the box of, if you wanted to get it and wholesale it, probably not much of a wholesale deal. If it's cash out.
Right.
Now, if you got it for 365 with 15 down owner financing, then investors might buy it, flippers might buy it, Will might buy it. It opens up your whole spectrum of people that potentially might buy it.
Right.
So in this scenario, a cash out deal either has to be very, very well priced, which you don't have a distressed seller, you have not a non-motivated seller, you have a seller, but he's not motivated. Does this for a living, When you run into people that do this for a living, are you gonna get a screaming deal? And we don't buy screaming deals, we just usually hit some of those boxes that I just said.
Right.
Great financing, value add portion, something that adds value somewhere in the equation other than retail seller to retail buyer. So if there are ample other inventories in the neighborhood and you get it at a full retail price, no one's going to pay you a finder's fee.
Right.
So this is good for practice. Logistically, at the current terms, you would have a difficult time doing anything with it.
Right. I see. Yeah, that was really the part that I was struggling to get, is to break down what exactly the opportunity
But this is what we do here all day long, is we generate leads and then we evaluate the leads, and I give you the highest probability of success based on the seller, the property, and where he or she is at and their expectations of what they're trying to do. And it's, you know, all wholesalers and deal makers run in and just go best price, and beat them up thinking that is the only variable. And if you expand your ability to look at the whole board and see how you can add value to that seller, or how can you add value to yourself or to the real estate investors, that's how so many more opportunities come about.
Right.
And so teaching you how to evaluate a seller, what he's asking, and the property is what we do. And then after that is teaching you highest and best use of your time. I mean, it doesn't do you any good to chase 20 of these.
No.
Like, it's good practice,
Yeah.
but you ain't gonna make any fucking money.
Right.
And you're not gonna find any deals where like, good job, we'll buy that one. Okay? So it's good. You just gotta do reps. And the fast way to do reps is just what you're doing. Get on the phone with the for sale by owners, either on Craigslist or Zillow, or, you know, do a texting campaign and start talking to people. There's no shortcut to getting the reps in to become comfortable talking on the phone. Mm-hmm. And you've literally got to talk to 100 sellers for 15 minutes to start picking up the language.
Right.
Then you got to get a couple deals into your belt so you start gaining confidence and you have a little bit of swagger in you that you know how to get the one to the finish line. And so, you know, just like Vito got through his first deal in 2 weeks by doing exactly what I told him to do. Mm-hmm. Boom. It's probably going to make $1,000 an hour for 10 hours of work. Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
Then it's teaching you, okay, if I can make $1,000 or $2,000 an hour on the deals that go forward, how many deals do I have to practice on to find the 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 20 people I talk to that turn into an actual deal? Mm-hmm. And that's what we teach it. And that's what people can jump on and learn and become part of. Mm-hmm. So, all right, good job on your first one.